Hi, this is Actlikeagrandmaster, or David. Back, I'm back and gonna continue analyzing the games from Coach Champs, which just played uh, from September 9th, 2025 to October 10th, 2025. Coach Champs 2025. I've done so far. I've analyzed round one of Group One and round one of Group Three. So I didn't realize there were so many groups and rounds. Uh, so I'm going to try to get through all of them, but it might take a while. So today I'm doing round one for Group Two, and Group Two the ratings are between 800 and 1199. So let's see. All right, the first game we got P1 and U7 as with the white pieces with a rating of 1052, and we have Klingerman Chess with the black pieces with a rating of 1059. So pretty close rating. Their accuracy is also pretty close. It looks like it's a good game, both in the 70s. Let's see how it unfolded. White plays e4, and then we get a Caro-Kann. I can exchange Caro-Kann. Let's see. Just developing the bishops. Develop the knights. The pawn was under attack, so white defended. Develop the bishop. That's an interesting move. Because I really want to put the knight here, but it's like, do we block with the pawn? But instead queen develops and attacks this pawn, so black has to deal with that. Looks good. Black defends, develops the queen. White develops the knight. Black is trying to develop his dark square bishop. We get the knight developed. The bishop's developed. White trades off the bishops. Black recaptures. And white looks like white is up a pawn. And black castles. I wonder what the best move was, because I see it's possible black could have gone to b8 and try to win this pawn. And rook b8 was the best move. So black should have gone here and chased the queen away. But black castles. Still an even game. White retreats, happy with his pawn. Rook finally develops. White queen escapes. And here's the first mistake. H6. I'm wondering what a better move would have been. Let's see. Okay, looks like just developing the other rook to c8 would have been a better move. Maybe, yeah. If this knight ever moved, then black could capture this pawn, since the pawn would be pinned to the queen. But black plays h6. Castles. This is interesting because, I think the knight wanted to go to e5 anyways, so if you can do it and take the pawn, I guess that's probably good for white. And knight takes e5 was the best move and was played. And then knight takes. Ooh, that was bad. Rook to e1. Just white should have recaptured the knight, and then would have just lost the pawn. But instead, black can now capture this bishop. And he does. White captures back, and black is in the driver's seat, up a piece. And the time situation, they're both pretty even on time. Only about a minute difference. So it wasn't due to time pressure. But that was the first blunder of the game. Rook develops. Pawn attacks. Bishop goes back. Knight develops to f3. Nice. Black could have captured the knight and said, well, I'm up in material, might as well trade off some pieces, but instead decides to put the bishop on the long diagonal and attack the queen. I like that. White retreats. And then black puts the knight in the center of the board, also attacking the queen. It looks pretty good to me. Black's up material and his pieces are well placed. Question is, what do you do? I guess double up the rooks. White does get his knight into the e5 square. Ooh, blunder by black. Just gives away the knight. White captures. So the game's back to almost even. Equal material. I think, well, let's see how many pawns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. White has 6 pawns and black has 5 pawns. So white's losing, but actually has an extra pawn. So that's interesting. White goes back. And then the bishop gets placed on a nice square. Queen comes back. Rook goes up. And white trades off the rooks. I feel like white's begging black to take the knight and just trade that off. But I don't know. Maybe he should, because the knight's going to go to this square, and then it looks pretty good. Let's see. The computer says the best move is to trade the knight. Trade the bishop for the knight. But he doesn't. Looks like that was a missed opportunity. And the knight gets developed to a nice square on c5. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's a decent move. Big blunder. Looks like white missed something. Let's see. Best move is queen to f2. Oh, right. I see. Black is threatening to take this h3 pawn with the bishop. So by going to f2, black doesn't have time to capture. So that was missed. Let's see if black finds it. And black does. See, the time, white has 36 seconds and black has 1:42. So they're both kind of in time pressure, but definitely white. So let's see if white can survive this. So let's see, queen, queen, rook, rook, knight versus bishop, and 5 pawns to 5 pawns, but black has the attack. Okay, that's a mistake, because I believe black can just take this pawn, because if white recaptures, then black gets the knight and goes up a pawn. So yeah, bishop takes g2, the computer does recommend. But black does not play it. It is kind of tough to find, I guess. Let's see. Wow, it's pretty much equal. And white blunders. Oh, looks like the rook can come in and fork the queen and the knight. Ouch. Let's see if black plays it. Black does. Queen goes up. Interesting. But black can just take the knight. And then that's mate. Alright. Good job by black. White was under a lot of time pressure, so it's not surprising that he or she couldn't survive this attack. Alright, let's go to the next game. That was pretty good. That was a good game. See, that was game 1. Let's go to game 2. Alright, we have QQQ1M with the white pieces with a rating of 1099 versus J Andura with the black pieces with a rating of 971. So white has almost a 200-point advantage, and looks like white did win. So as to be expected, the accuracy was about 10 points higher. But let's see how it unfolded. White plays d4. We get a knight f6. London system. Let's see. Okay. So far it's just developing moves. So far so good. Black really likes to fianchetto his bishops. Looks like white's going for an attack. Let's see, that was the first mistake. Let's see, looks like black should have played e5. And then d takes. And then black should avoid the queen trade. Go to queen e1. I mean, white should avoid the queen trade. Go queen e1. But black develops the bishop instead. White continues with the attack. Finally, black plays e5. Takes. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if the queens get traded. The queens do get traded, and it's interesting because now it would have been nice if white could have traded the bishops, but now it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, so it's going to be tougher to attack on the black king. Let's see, rook on the open file. Attack, knight goes. Bring the bishop out, bring the knight in, challenge the knight. Knights get traded. That was definitely good for white. c5. Seemed to be a mistake. b4 is the move. Or a4. But white plays bishop c3. Interesting. Takes. That was not a good move, it looks like, because the pawn is hanging. Let's see if white sees it. White does. Another bad knight move. What should black have played? Rook takes d1 is what black should have played, or knight takes e2. But, I mean, keeping pieces on the board might make it more challenging for white, so that might have been a fine decision. Missed opportunity because white should have gone rook D to G1. Attack the knight and avoid the rook trade. Brings the knight back, attacks the rook, and white gets the rook. But black gets it back, but loses the bishop and loses the knight. Wow. And they weren't even in time pressure. Wow. Now white's just dominating. Has 2 extra pieces and an extra pawn. How did that happen? It was one thing to drop the bishop, but also to lose the knight. Geesh. Never know when your opponents are just going to crumble. And the coaches are telling their players never resign, never resign. But if you're black, you really want to. Especially since you're not even up on the clock. Let's see. I mean, you might as well put your bishop on this diagonal. If you get the trade, that's great for you. If not, at least you're on this diagonal. So what's the game plan? Because it's still kind of hard to win with pieces. Like, it's so much easier to win if you can make one of your pawns a queen. But it looks like this pawn's free. So I guess what I would do is I would take this pawn, and then I would try to convert. I would try to trade 2 of these pawns off for these 2 pawns, and then have a passer, and then try to make this a queen. That's what I would be trying to do. First step is taking the pawn. Black just has to move. Attack the bishop, improving the knight, I guess. Yeah, why not? If you can grab those pawns. And now this pawn's pinned. So that's interesting. Take, great. I wonder if maybe if you brought your knight here just to block the bishop, that might be the best move. I don't understand the point of the check, but I mean, you're bringing your knight to here, I guess, putting pressure on this pawn. Let's see. Oh, goes the other way. Still probably good. And he just loses the pawn. Try not to lose the knight. Oh, and let's see. Yeah, nice block. Like it. Take that pawn. Great. Now all you got to do is push these pawns up to make queens. Hopefully before that happens, your opponent runs out on time. Yeah, no rush. Might as well put your pieces on good squares. Yeah, push that pawn. Block. Take it. Yeah, perfect. Now this is easy. Well, black can't even get back in time. Are you going to get fancy and checkmate with the 2 bishops? I probably would have just cut the king off. That's what I would have done. Is that checkmate? Yeah, that's checkmate. Nice find. I wouldn't have even gone for that. I probably might have tried to checkmate with the... I would have probably checkmated the king up here somewhere. But that was a good game. Let's take a look at the 3rd game. Okay, let's see. We got B Chris 11 with the white pieces, rated at 1384, versus 84 Moose with the black pieces, rated 1208. So white has the rating advantage, but it looks like he lost, or she lost. Probably a he. Let's see. see how it happened. E4. So we got a French defense. Get the advance. Defend. So far, so good. Wow, these people know their theory. It's pretty good. First mistake. Let's see. D takes. C take. Wait. C takes D4 is the move. Develops the knight. See if we get a queen trade. We do. Now white has a nice semi-open file for the rook. Finally black takes. White takes back. And looks like black's up a pawn. And a bishop. Alright. White just straight up loses the bishop. I don't particularly like the French defense because I'm always worried about losing that pawn. I don't know. I don't like the French defense, so that's just me. So black's just up. And they both hardly used any time on their clock. So I guess just develop. And let's see if black can increase the advantage. I don't know if taking is... Yeah, might as well take. I mean, you're improving white's pawns, but you're up material, so... Castle. Yeah, might as well push the pawns, try to create some activity. Double those rooks. Yeah, you gotta get active and hope black makes a mistake. Yeah, nice try. If you can trade those knights off now, at least you can win a pawn. Still down a piece, but at least you got a pawn. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're even on pawns. You're just down a bishop. But hey, maybe black can't convert. It's still kind of tough. It's opposite. I mean, it's a close position, so let's see. Try to win that pawn. Fortunately, it's protected now. Yeah, I'd have a hard time winning this. I would try to win on the clock, but there's still a lot of time on the clock, so there's not much to do. Just shuffle your pieces. Yeah, bring your king in. Probably shouldn't have traded the rooks. But black does have to figure out how to win with bishops. Like, how do you do it? You definitely got it. Black definitely has to get the king involved. And then now you just got to get white to have to move this king. And it's zugzwang, I think. Nice win of a pawn. Nice win of another pawn. And white loses the bishop. That's the nail in the coffin, I think. Win that pawn. Now you can just try to make a queen. Or win another pawn. That's fine too. Win all the pawns. Yeah, honestly, I think it's instead of... You can checkmate with the bishops. That's you can do that. Or you can just promote one of your pawns to a queen. Let's see what black does. There's still plenty of time on the clock. So I don't think anyone's going to run out of time. Yeah, black's just wasting time. You should just promote this pawn. There we go. Just don't stalemate. Keep checking. Yeah. Yeah, just get another queen. There we go. Now you can just use the queens. There we go. Whew, that was tough. That was tough. That was the French defense. Good job, Black, to figure out how to win that. Yeah, that should have been an easier way to do that. But when you're under time pressure, you're lucky to mate it all. All right, let's take a look at the fourth game. Wow, 97% accuracy. Man, was someone using the computer? That's against the rules, you know. Let's see what we got. We got Cash Carbon with the white pieces with a rating of 1213. And we got SM Terra Kulsum with the black pieces with a rating of 1112. And what an accuracy. But, man, this is probably might have been the best game of the round, according to the accuracies. Black could have won this game if he had been playing one of the other players because their accuracies were much lower. Let's see how it went down. Alright, so we got a perked defense. Let's see if they know their theory. So far, so good. Just developing. Trading. Castling. Trading. So far, so good. Castles. Interesting. Is that the best move? Yeah, Queen C7. That was the best move. Pretty good. Develop the rook. First blunder. That's straight up just hanging a knight. White takes. So far, White's game is impeccable. Yeah, bring the queen back. And threaten checkmate. Interesting. That's bold. I don't know if it works. Let's see. Takes. So I don't think it works. Unless I'm missing something. But he doesn't take the pawn. Oh, we can't take the pawn because, well, no, the rook wouldn't be. Well, this is complex. Let's take a look at this. Okay, if the rook takes, then, let's see, takes, but the queen is defending, but you lose the bishop. Complications. Okay. Can't take any of them. The queen's there. And you win the rook. But black gets a pawn. Threaten mate again. Trade those rooks. And mate. Wow. White played really well. Wasn't much to that game. They just developed all their pieces, and black blundered a couple times, and white capitalized. It's pretty good. White played with a 97% accuracy. It's pretty incredible, considering it's only 12-13 rating. Well, those were the games for today. I'll be back to continue analyzing the rest of the games. But have a good day.